gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the first time I've seen this happen this year. Every time we try to run one of these things, I saw this happen earlier this year when we had General Bulldog, as well as it happened with a few other things. And this same sort of horrible interruptions have happened with school board meetings. This is a travesty. This is wrong. This is the world we live in. This is what we've evolved to, and we should all be ashamed of behaviors like that. You know, one kid even jumped in there with a Nazi flag on the back. How hard is it to get this through people's head that we should denounce all forms of that garbage? Any group or organization that is going to harass, harm, or otherwise intimidate Americans, there's no place for you. Your actions go against the very foundations of the documents that I took an oath to swear and protect against foreign enemies and domestic. And by doing this, you are interrupting the First Amendment rights of all the individuals who are here, and you're disrupting our legislative processes. You should be ashamed of yourself. Obviously, you're not. We will see what happens with this Zoom and see if they're able to get this thing back on. Until then, if you guys want to fire in any questions, I will be happy to answer them. I'm sorry for what was just published on there. And I'll see if there's any more emails coming after that horrible display. We got 3 viewers right now, so if anybody has anything that they want to, that they'd like to share, you can please let us know. This is the problem with having open events online. We obviously have issues with security. We have issues with individuals who are disrupting our ability to execute, just the simplest things, such as a forum where we're going to get a chance to discuss each of our positions. It's kind of sad that got swarmed. I just see if they open it back up. I have a feeling they just shut down because they're going to keep on getting hammered. Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off tonight. I'm waiting for an email back for those of you who are just joining in. A group of little immature individuals jumped on and spammed the event with inappropriate material. They started live casting pornography. It's another symptom of what's happening. And it's a shame. Amy, nice to see you. For those of you who are just joining in, the Zoom meeting got bombed. It got hacked by a bunch of I'm going to use the word miscreants, who started putting up pornography and started putting up, white power flags in the background. It looked like Carrie did a great job shutting it down as quickly as possible. But these are just some of the issues that we're running with. So as we're trying to figure this out on their side, I want you guys to go over here to www.rsg4nh.org. All right. You can screen on down to the scream. I don't know why I said scream. I'm sorry. That one got me a little bit, got me off my game. You can scroll to the bottom of this page, and you can see the talking points that I had prepared for tonight, talking about my platform, which is a values-based leadership. And the idea of values-based leadership is that it's been the values that have driven my life for the last 20 plus years. And leadership isn't just a word; it's an acronym in this case. It stands for loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. And from what we saw tonight, those individuals had no honor, no respect, and that's a problem. And that's why I'm running. Behaviors like this are unacceptable. They're disruptive to the whole process. The American voters need better, deserve better, and this wasn't orchestrated by a candidate. I'm sure of that. For those who are just joining, I had an earlier experience with this in a go-to meeting or a Zoom event. So yeah, Tad, I just got a message from Tad Furtado saying, that the meeting has been hacked, and it was hacked. This has happened to a school board meeting in town, the exact same type of thing that happened with adult pornography coming up. The event that I did earlier this year with General Bolduc got hacked, and every time he went to speak, somebody would swear obscenities in the background. And for the first couple times, I was shocked, and I was like, "Oh no, this is a general who, and it disrupted." But all of a sudden, we just got flooded, and our whole event just got trashed. So I don't know how we're going to make this up. At this point, we are supposed to be starting right now. I don't know if they have figured out a way to fix it. I am waiting for an email from them, and I will continue to sign back in and see if there is a way to get into this. Down to 2. Yep, and they've got more of it going, so. All right, so with that insanity going on, waiting for an email, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to jump on my candidate page, and I'm going to talk to you about the various items that I had on tap to talk tonight. I'm not going to let them disrupt my opportunity to speak to you, and here's how we're going to go about that. I'm going to ask you to please log on to RSG4NH.org. All right, that is my candidate page. So RSG4NH.org, and it'll redirect you to RaySGilmore4NewHampshire.org. Right along the top, it talks about who I am. And as we scroll down a little bit further and why I'm running, this first piece is talking about challenges that arise in life, and this came from some remarks that were made at the Zoom meeting that was not hacked, that was hosted by the Gibson Center back on August 18th. Below that, you've got a live feed from Facebook, as well as a way to sign up for email updates, as well as a way to donate to the campaign, because as much as I hate having to request money to do these things, they're driven off of funding. All of that funding is reported to the Secretary of State. 100% comes in, 100% goes back out for this. The next piece down is a mailer that I had sent out to the locals in Bartlett, Jackson, and Harts. And it talks about who I am and trying to bring new energy and new ideas to the valley. It talks about the platform that I'm running on as a father, as a husband, a veteran, and a community leader. And most of all, I'm a local. I was born, bred, and raised here. As a local, I understand a lot of the history and where we are, and a lot of the players in the valley have known my family for decades. My kids are the 4th generation Gilmores in the valley. So coming down below that, we had the League of Women Voters candidate form and the information that was put out in the press release, which is how the hackers most likely found that information. And below that, there is the 5 questions that the League of Women Voters had asked us to prepare and submit as a candidate survey. One of which has to do with, what our state should do over the long term to ensure health care and especially treatment for addiction and mental illness. And that is a case that is near and dear to my heart. In 2013, one of my battle buddies and a roommate and a best friend committed suicide. And since then, that has really driven my efforts to affect and reduce and move the needle down on veteran suicide. The next item that is on that list is what are our steps to building a vibrant economy in the state? They gave us a list of, would you look at tax policies? Would you look at addressing income inequality or changing the minimum wage or something else? The third question had to do with housing, so I didn't go into housing as far as a challenge with, I just got the email from Cheryl. Okay, so what we were being told is that we have to shut the meeting down. We'll be forced to shut down Thursdays as well. We will reschedule both tonight and Thursdays with registrations required. We'll include only the candidates and reporters and record for the showing. Updates to follow tomorrow. Profound apologies. Cheryl, there is nothing for you to be sorry about. That is not your fault. That is not your fault that other people hacked into our event and they ruined it for us tonight, but we will be back and we'll do this on a different day. So, for those of you who joined in, thank you very much. For those of you who caught those glimpses, I am sorry. We'll do this again at another point. So, thank you very much for your support. Again, hop on that website, RSG4NH.org. We'll go from there. Have a great day, y'all.